해보지 하용 네가 겁나 우달라 겁나 해보지 하용 네가 겁나 우달라 겁나 해보지 하용 네가 겁나
저부 살아간다 조배 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 저부 살아간다 조배
Thank you for your patience, for coming out this Monday evening to be here to hear our own person, His Excellency, former Governor of Anambra State, Mr. Utomi, espouse his dreams and vision of the involvement of the Nigerian diaspora in civic leadership in Nigeria. My duty this evening is simple. We're going to fast track this. I believe Wamilele and Chris Obieje have introduced themselves. If not, this evening's affair will be guided properly by two of LA's best MCs, Mr. Wamilele. Once, where is it? And our own talking technology, Chris Obieje. Again, thank you for your time and patience. We're going to go straight to introduce the high table while we are waiting for our special guest of honor to come downstairs. Please, our apologies again. This man has been on a tough traveling schedule in the last 5 or 6 days. He's spent about 10-15 hours on each city, passed through 4 or 5 airports to get here. So it's been a tough one for him. He's exhausted, so please be patient. He's coming down in a second. But having said that, I have been given the duty of introducing the high table. I want to call on a man who made this happen, who put together this great team in the African Democracy and Policy Initiative, ADPI, to, in less than 3 weeks, put this event together. He showed nothing but sterling leadership. And I want Los Angeles to help me welcome to the high table none other than distinguished senator of the Federal Republic, having represented Anambra Central in 2007 for 4 or 5 years, a man whose touch is gold, ran a huge conglomerate spanning construction, oil and industry and media, employing more than 10,000 people, left all of that to serve his people in the National Assembly. Los Angeles, please help me welcome to the high table distinguished Senator Annie Clement Okonkwo and his wife. We'll wait for him to sit, then because the wife is coming. The man does not go anywhere without his wife. We had a prayer meeting. We had a prayer meeting over the weekend and hosted by my pastor, Dr. Dikko Kalejai, and the man, pastor said, this man is a blessed man because his wife blessed him to be here today. Behind every very successful man, of course, is a very hardworking, praying, virtuous woman. When you write the history of Nigeria, you cannot miss the name of this next person I'm going to call to the high table. A professor of political economy, a man of deep intellectual bent, a man I truly respect, I just reminded him that in this same hotel in 2003, he wrote the foreword to a book I wrote called Life Journeys, and he was here to chair the launching of the book. And I told him that 18 years after, we are here in Beverly Hilton to take a run at governing this country and not speaking grammar from the sidelines. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Professor Pat Utomi. The next, I hope my guy is in here. He stepped out, okay. He'll be coming down in a second. The next person I'm going to introduce is a man really dear to my heart. High Chief Emeka Nwabeze was advisor on science and technology to the former president of the US, George Bush. Chief Emeka Nwabeze then, after that, felt he should go on ground in Nigeria to help in the development of Nigeria. And out of that, he's built a huge business concern spanning hospitality, oil and gas construction, etc., etc. He is one of the major moving forces behind this evening event. And I'm going to invite Chief Emeka Nwabeze. Hi, Chief Emeka Nwabeze. Ajie Okpalo Gidi. And his beautiful wife, Joy Nwabeze, to the high table. Someone who has sown so deeply into this endeavor, flew all the way from Houston, Texas to be with us this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me make welcome to John Sule Ebuna. And of course, I saved the best for the last. It is always, people have this wrong impression that it is difficult for Nigerians to work together. But when we got this call from distinguished Senator Annie Okonkwo that our principal is coming this evening, and we decided to put this event together, you could see the spirit, the pure, the beautiful Nigerian spirit at work. In very short a time, we were able to assemble a tapestry that reflects the beauty of Nigeria. Everybody was involved, our hands were on deck, and we were able to pull this. It's a great feat. And I want you to help me make welcome to the President of the African Democracy Policy Initiative, ADPI, a man dear to my heart, a man who has been in the trenches fighting for everything Nigerian, Barrister Moses Gago and his beautiful wife. The next man I'm going to call is deeply dear to my heart. This is a man whose wise counsel keeps me grounded. A man that I drink from the fountain of his spiritual wisdom. An attorney par excellence, doctorate degree in law, called to the bar of Nigeria, California, and left all of that to serve God's people. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Pastor Oladipo Kalijaye, and his beautiful wife, Dr. Mayelum Kalijaye. Again, this is a clear testimony of how virtue and strength can strengthen a man. And if we talk about the virtuous woman, talk about Pastor Nomi Kalijaye. I believe the next person I'm going to call, Lawyer Ezioku, is still upstairs trying to settle in and bring down our special guest, and I'll be announcing him when he gets here. But I've been informed that Sir Charles Umaduka's beautiful wife, Dr. Obi Umaduka, is here, and I would bring up to the high table Dr. Obi Umaduka to take charge until her husband arrives. Dr. Obi Umaduka, please. All right, I was introducing Prof. Utomi a second ago. I understand he's walking into the hall. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me make welcome to Prof. Utomi. The man of the moment. The man of the moment. The man of the moment. Governor Tito. There are some introductions you cannot make, so I'm going to leave it to the single signature and your company to make that introduction. This one passed my power. I'm going to call two more people and we are set to go. Two more people and we are set to go. I'm going to call on somebody that has been a strong mother, a strong figure in our community, welding all the different components of this community together, spends hours and hours and hours community networking and giving back to community. Strong woman, serial entrepreneur. Please help me welcome Mrs. Lara Okunubi to the high table. And I saved the very best for the last. This man is a living testimony that you can't believe entirely in Nigeria. Despite everything, Okoloma Bagana have been in the trenches fighting for a better Nigeria, most recently as a presidential candidate. Despite personal challenges, he has refused to give up. As a leader in our community, he's trained generations of people he has mentored. And he's still giving back in every way to this beautiful community of ours. Ele, please help me make welcome to Dr. Machuku Anakwenze Onuwa Bagana. believe my job is done, and I will take my leave. Thank you again for everything. Thank you, Elaine. Thank you for showing up strong to come and hear how we can be obedient and very useful. God bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Chief Chike Weke. Let's give him a round of applause. Thank you so much. Before I introduce my co-anchor, I want to specially welcome every member of this high table. Please, let's give them a better round of applause. Both the planning committee and our special guest, thank you so much for coming. It's good to see my good old friend, Professor Utomi. You're welcome. And also, while Chief Chike was talking, he said our special guest for tonight has been through 4 to 5 airports just to get to LA. So I started wondering which airline he took. Because there's some airline you will take a 3-hour journey become 2 days. But the man is here. So Los Angeles, if you would join me this evening, can we give our special guest, His Excellency Mr. Utomi, a better round of applause. Thank you. Thank you so much. You're welcome. You may be seated. All right, we'll jump into the events for tonight. We have so much in stock, so by God's grace, we'll be able to do them on time. I'm not working by myself tonight, of course we know that. I will be passing this microphone to my colleague, Mr. Talking Tech. Thank you.
Los Angeles, hi! Are you ready for the night? 2022, exactly this month, this same person was here in the City of Angels, Ramada Hotel, now 4 Point Sheraton in the city of Culver City. And 2022, 20 years after, and yours truly happened to be the anchor for that event. And 2022, he is here again. Let's put our hands together for that. That was 202. 202. Respected ladies and gentlemen, this evening we've gathered with the same spirit, Your Excellency, our keynote speaker for the night, on behalf of African democracy and policy initiative. I welcome all of us to this great evening. Let us jump straight on to the item for the night. I know we waited so long, as my co-MC mentioned. This is the time. Your Excellency, the keynote speaker, the chairman of ADPI, all of the protocols, with due respect, observed. Let us jump in straight on without wasting much of your time. I have the special honor at this moment to invite, for the opening prayers, Dr. Oladipo Koleje to lead us in that segment of the program. Thank you.
Let us bow down our heads in prayer. Eternal Rock of Ages, great and manifold have been your blessings from ages past. From one man, you made every nation of humanity to live all over the earth, fixing the national boundaries within which they live. You control the course of the world events, removing kings and setting up other kings. For all these we are grateful, and we stand in awe of you. It has pleased you to make us Nigerians and to fix our habitation. in the western part of the African continent. Our dear nation is facing immense challenges, politically, economically, socially, and in practically all areas of life. There is fear, insecurity, and devastation from violence. Oh Lord, today we have come to hear how those of us in diaspora could be used as your instruments of change. Speak through our guest speaker, Mr. Peter Obi. Give him utterance. Restrain him from saying things that he should not say, and inspire him to say things that you will have him say. Bless this evening and our gathering today, and let all the glory be yours. In the matchless name of our Lord Jesus Christ, we pray. Amen.
We can still keep standing for this special segment of this program. We need to have the national anthem, Nigeria and America. And I have the special honor to invite to the mic Miss Deborah Olufa to do that special item in the program. Miss Olufa.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight last gleaming, whose birth stripes and Christ's stars through the perilous flight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets break like the bomber
we get seated now. I love the way all of you joined when she was singing the Nigerian national anthem. Make sure you learn the American national anthem, because this is where you get your money to support the people at home. One day they're going to ask you in the interview, sing the national anthem, America. And start moving your mouth. So this time around, ladies and gentlemen, all other protocols, with due respect, observed. Let me hand over to my colleague, Wami Lele.
All right. Yes, exactly. His Excellency just said, let's move with the speed of light. I was not about to do connecting trips. Tonight is the first of its kind in the city of Los Angeles. An event like this has never happened before. And this wonderful team you see here put this together. Please, can we give them a round of applause? And this is also to let our special guests know that Los Angeles people love you. Not even a church service will call this number on a Monday night. Pastors are here, they know. The members will tell you, Pastor, let's Zoom or send WhatsApp message. So we love you and we love the fact you're here. So to do the opening remarks and introduction for the ADPI executive, I'm going to invite to this microphone the president of ADPI, my friend, Pastor Barrister Moses Gago. Please, let's give him a round of applause.
Your Excellency, Governor Peter Obi, welcome to our shores, and especially to Los Angeles, California. And thank you very much for accepting our invitation. Mr. Chairman of this occasion, the distinguished Senator Annie Okonkwo, who has been introduced, thank you for your able leadership and support to ADPI in piloting the organization of this lecture. And we want to say that you mean so much to us. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Professor Pat Utomi, Chief Emeka Wabueze, and all of our donors, tonight, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for being here, and we are grateful that you came. We are delighted to have in our midst our guest speaker tonight and his entourage. We had anticipated this day, and it's here. The African Democracy and Policy Initiative, ADPI, has as a centerpiece the promotion, development, and entrenchment of democratic ideals in the African continent. And so the ADPI seeks to canvass policy initiatives that will enhance such measures specifically to promote nation building, stability, and progress of all Africans. Our executive committee that has put this event together is comprised of the following members, 7 in number. Our Vice President is Dr. Dipo Kalejai. Please would you indicate by a raise of hand. Was a litigation attorney for many years and is currently the senior pastor of ICCLA and a leading member within the Nigerian community in Southern California. And we have also our General Secretary, who is seated right, not on the high table, but is seated right there. I can tell you that the live wire of this organization. Dr. Chinedu Chris Ikanyi, a career educator. Yes. Please would you raise your hand so they can see? Stand up and thank you. He's a career educator for over 30 years, a former school principal, and currently works as a human resources administrator in the second largest school district in the United States. Dr. Ikanyi serves as our secretary and has put all of us in good shape. Thank you, Mr. Secretary. We also have our financial secretary, a successful entrepreneur, a Christian minister, and a leading member in the Nigerian community here, Madam Lara Akunubi. She is our financial secretary. Please, would you indicate? Where is Madam Lara? Oh, she's right there. Okay. Would you raise your hand so they can see? Thank you. There she is. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. We also have Sir Dr. Charles U. Maduka, an attorney in Arlington, Texas. Sir Charles is the ADP treasurer. There will be no money to pay for your dinner if he doesn't agree to it. And so let's put our hands together for Sir Charles. If he eats tonight, you owe it to him. Then we have a member of the executive committee also, an administrator, an entrepreneur, a community leader who is currently the managing director of Benarina Engineering Services Limited. His name is Dr. Dan Musa. Please put your hands together for him. Dr. Dan is standing out there. And of course, we have heard of Honorable Chief Chike Mweke, who introduced the high table. He is our publicity secretary. He's a serial entrepreneur and chairman, chief executive officer of Life and Times Media Group. Please put your hands together for Chief Chike. Finally, of course, I have been introduced already, but I happen to be the president of this organization. Thank you so much. There are many volunteers that have put their heads together in the various committees, and they have tirelessly worked to make sure that this event comes to be possible. Thank you to all of you for putting your heads together. We appreciate your help. Let's put our hands together for all committee members. You see, they welcomed us and they checked us in. Governor Obi, Nigeria is a leading member among the nations of Africa. Blessed with over 200 million people, many of whom are in the diaspora, we believe that this is Nigeria's finest hour since independence. If we can galvanize and channel its human resources into nation building. Unfortunately, besides remittances, Nigerians in the diaspora have been left out for the most part in the development of our great nation. In this inaugural African Civic Leadership Conference lecture, we are honored, sir, that you accepted our invitation to address the role of the Nigerian diaspora in civic leadership. Thank you, Governor, for availing yourself to contribute to the debate on how to make Nigeria better and how to move it forward. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, as your food is being served, and as I can hear the cutlery making some sounds, enjoy your dinner, be at home, enjoy the lecture, There will be times and opportunities for questions and answers. Enjoy that too. One more time, I want to welcome everyone that has come here tonight, particularly members of the high table, and thank you so much as we await the lecture. God bless you.
All right. While we eat, we have a special talent here to entertain. Your Excellency, a lot of good people came here to listen to you. Apart from the talent we have singing at this moment, we also have one of Nigeria's finest musical brand in the house tonight, talking about a legend, Mr. Tony 1 Week. Please, let's give him a round of applause. He's here with us tonight. Thank you for coming. To do music while we eat, I'm going to call on a special voice, Miss or Mrs. Biodun Koya. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you tonight? Me, I'm an Ijebu woman. Ijebu woman. I know how to manage money. On top of that, I can't get degree for business management. How do we do it? Anyway, I am a classical singer, and it's my honor to be here this evening to share my talent with you. The first song I'll be singing tonight is an aria from an opera composed by Puccini. It's called Gianni Schicchi. It's in Italian, and I hope you enjoy it. Nigeria. It's a song I wrote and composed 4 years ago, and I must tell you that I've been particularly discouraged, with the situation of the country, and I thought I won't be singing this song in the nearest future, but it's only Peter Obi that can get me to come and sing Lift Up Nigeria again. It's a very short song, thank you. It's a very short song. I want you to listen to the lyrics. because second time we're going to sing it again, and you're going to sing it along with me, and I hope you can join me. So the first time, I want you to listen. It's just a minute long, and the video is on YouTube. It's called Lift Up Nigeria. You can see it. The song was given to me in a dream, and it's very important to me. And so please enjoy.
I will lift up Nigeria with my voice. With my voice. I will lift up Nigeria with my voice. With my voice. I will shout, sing, and speak of all the glories. I will lift up Nigeria with my voice. I will lift up my country with my voice. With my voice. I will lift up my country with my voice. With my voice. I will shout, sing, and speak of all the beauties. I will lift up my country with my voice.
Okay, so you've heard it. So we're gonna sing it together. One time, I will lift up Nigeria with my voice. So, all right, here we go. Are you ready? My brothers and sisters, are you ready? This is a patriotic song. I sweated for this song. All right, come on. All right, let's sing it again. Let's try it again. All right, I will lift up Nigeria. I will lift up Nigeria with my voice. With my voice. I will lift up Nigeria with my voice. I will shout, sing, and speak of all the glories. I will lift up Nigeria. I will lift up my country with my voice. With my voice. With my voice. I will shout and speak of all of my beauties. The beauties. I will lift up my country with my Yo, Nigeria, thank you to Pat for arranging this. He invited me. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you. I think we can give her a better round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, Biodo is a trained soprano singer and author. She is one of the very few professionally trained opera singers with an African descent. She has done renowned classical performances, and she's changing her world, or our world, with her voice. And of course, she has the privilege to perform at the White House, where she did music. So ladies and gentlemen, let's give her a better round of applause. Thank you so much for that beautiful one. Thank you. We surely will lift Nigeria with our voice. Our country has been through some things in the last 3 months. Last week or 2 weeks ago, the police went on strike, and they came back. NEPA went on strike for less than 24 hours. ASU has increased the strike indefinitely as of today. And you just wonder what is happening. But change is going to happen to our country. Thank you so much. Talking Tech.
Let's give it up to Wamilele, my co-MC tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Let me, at this point, recognize the presence of Valentine Ozibo in our midst. Can you raise up your hand, sir? There is something new. Something new while we're eating. The guest speaker to the night, His Excellency Mr. Utomi. Oh, I like the way that the sound here, even when the fork and knife is going on. If you drop a pin here, you can hear when I mention that name, everyone quiet. This is the first time in the history of our Nigerian politics you see a presidential candidate quietly left his seat at the high table, going table by table. Please, wherever you are, just sit down. He's coming. Put your hands together for him.
In addition to what he just said, please, when it comes to your table, it is not the time for you to bring out your phone and begin to take selfie and tell him, wait, let me do a quick Instagram video. Not the time. Just let him greet everybody on that table and keep it going. Thank you.
Honestly, thank you guys. Hold on. I listened to the sermon last Sunday. The sermon from the book of Luke. There is no substitute in anything we do like humility. Humility can take you to any level. Let's put our hands together. You can see the humility. The humility. The obedience. The guy who is ready to serve. I don't want to speak more than that. When he comes to your table, he refused that item in the program from the MCs. He said, you know what? I need to get up from my seat to go and see my people. Have you seen it before? This is the first time. You be the judge. We be the judge. You judge. You call the people at home and tell about this evening's event organized by African Democracy and Policy Initiative, ADPI. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for what is going on tonight. This is a new Nigeria coming up 2023. Having said that, please, while you are sitting down in your table, patiently, obediently, waiting, let me at this point, there's some noise going on there, let me at this point invite brief remarks by Chief Emeka Mwabweze.
Los Angeles, are you in the house? South LA, let me hear you say. North LA, let me hear you say. Those of you from the valley, let me hear you say. Welcome to the African Democracy and Policy Initiative Lecture Series. As you know, those of you that have gone to big concerts, like a Michael Jackson or Whitney Houston, there's usually an opening act. So maybe I am the opening act to the big speech. I'm supposed to keep you warm until we can get the big man here to address us on the issue of diasporans getting involved. Your Excellency, wherever you are, former Governor of Anambra State, the great state of Anambra, my own governor, he goes by so many names. One of the ones I like is Peter the Rock. Your Excellency, I greet you. In his absence, my great friend and the great man that once represented the Anambra Central Senatorial Zone, distinguished Chief Annie Okonkwo, and his lovely wife, Chi, I greet you. The great professor, The man that I had an opportunity once to sit next to him on an airplane. It's a 45 minutes ride, and he gave me the entire lecture he would normally deliver at Lagos Business School. The great Pat Utomi, I greet you. All other members of the high table, protocols observed, so many of my friends, my family down there, I greet everyone. I'm supposed to give a small talk, but my small talk is something that we should all pay attention to. My name is High Chief Emeka Nwabweze. I've had the opportunity to be in politics in America and in Nigeria. I've been a member of the Republican Party since 1994, and I have served on the advisory committee of then Governor George W. Bush of Texas for presidency on his first tenure, and I was a member of the technology committee that engineered a way to get him into office. When he got into the office, I was offered a job, but I chose to remain in the private sector. So I became a special advisor on science and technology, a member of the presidential committee on science and technology that swung into action right after 9/11. So a lot of the data consolidation, single point entry was as a result of the work of my committee. I've also had the opportunity to work in Nigeria under the former president, Goodluck Jonathan, and the work I did earned me MFR. And based on that, I am qualified to tell you tonight that you can only change something that you're a member of. You can only change something that you get involved in. You can only change something that you have a skin in the game. And that starts tonight. The initiatives of ADPI doesn't end tonight. It actually starts tonight. So many of us are here to hear a great man, a presidential candidate that is humble, Governor Peter Obi speak. But the question is, when you finish speaking tonight, what do we do after tonight? How do we get involved? Now, let me throw out some numbers, since the governor himself likes numbers. In America, believe it or not, it takes an average of $300 million to run for president of America. That is the money you will need to raise from your party, from the government, but more importantly, from people that believe in you. If you all recall, when Obama ran the first time, how did he raise that money? He convinced every one of us in this room to give him $5. Now, that was how he raised the money. In Nigeria, it takes roughly anything no less than $100 million to also run for president of Nigeria. The difference is, usually the presidential candidates have the money. But that's the problem with our country. If you invest $100 million to win a seat, would you not recoup your money back? You will. So how do we get the people to give you that money? So when you get to that seat, you do not have to recoup your money back. The people will recoup their money back by you providing good governance. So when we leave here tonight, you're going to be getting emails and texts and all that from us. And we're going to want you to get involved. We want you to get involved. Here in America, we like the mortgage program. Every month you pay a little, right? You can tell us what you want to commit. You're not donating to Utomi campaign. It's the ADPI that wants to use this money to make sure that we have good governance. Tell us what you can do. If there's 100,000 Nigerians in America, and we each give $5, that's 5 million, right? If we each give $10, that's 10 million. And imagine if we can each give $250, but spread it over the 2, 3, 4 months before the election. We can raise $250, we can raise $25 million to help to make sure that when we go back to Nigeria, we have security. To make sure that when we go back to Nigeria, there's good governance. To make sure that when we go back to Nigeria, we have a voice. Is that not what we want? What we want is a country that we can go back and know that we are safe. And I believe that in 2023, God's willing, we will be able to get that candidate into office. We will be able to get the right candidate to run the country if we all get involved. If we all show that we have a skin in the game. So my brothers and sisters in Los Angeles, please, when we call you, don't shy away. When ADPI reaches out to you, don't shy away. We really need you to get involved. Take it from me. I've been to Nigeria and I've not been afraid of the so-called whatever security you should be worried about. And I'm here in America and I can tell you, home is home. Especially when you start getting to my age. When you start going above that 50, home is home. And this is the unique opportunity we have to fix the country. If we miss this opportunity, we might as well tell our relatives, those of us that can write their will, should write their will to be buried in America, because there will be no home to go to. So I thank you for coming out tonight. I thank all of you. Those of you that came out tonight, like Talking Tech said, we have more attendance tonight than any pastor in Los Angeles could call on a Monday night. So thank you, we love you, and we hope and pray that you will get involved in the activities of ADPI or other means of moving Nigeria from where we are to the top regions of the nation. Thank you very much.
That was brief remarks by Chief Emeka Mabeze. Let's put our hands together for him, ladies and gentlemen. Meanwhile, while you can hear the sound of the fork and knife, the keynote speaker
Sit down, we'll get to everybody, please.
and the presidential candidate for Labour Party is going round table by table. I was here around 4 p.m. and I was looking at the tables and I saw 200 and something. I'm like, 200 and something? Is it like 1, 2, 3, 4 to 200 and something, or just like in a table you have 5 or 10? And you're obediently, everybody's obedient, and he's going around and saying, I cannot sit down while my people are eating. You've never had that before. I know you have your fork and knife. Can we put our hands together, ladies and gentlemen, once again? So, while that is going on, he really want to touch all the tables. You know what it takes? Like I said up initially, it takes a humility. It takes obedience. It takes being obedient servant. to be able to do that. While we are waiting to get to the next item in the program, respected ladies and gentlemen, the keynote speaker, the chairman of ADPI, all of the protocols, with due respect, observe. DJ will give us light music while he's finishing up before he talks to us. Thank God we have time. He really want to go through. So let us not disturb. Please. When you are dealing with the fucking knife and everything, the sound is good. The food must be good. The fish must be good. DJ, we need some music. But while he's putting the music, I just want to make this announcement. Respected ladies and gentlemen, if you think what we are doing tonight is good, even when you support African democracy and policy initiative, if you want to increase whatever thing you've donated to make this work, you still have time to do that. Please, increase whatever you are, because you could see the humility, you could see the obedience, and all of us are obediently here tonight. Love you all. BJ, let's hear from you, Tony. The Beverly Hilton. Today is August the 29th, 2022. The role of Nigeria's diaspora in civic leadership. Keynote speaker. No any other person than the Labour Party presidential candidate come 2023, Nigeria, Mr. Utomi. let us respect this program tonight. Let us be obedient as we are obedient, right? So let me invite to the mic Professor, the man that actually wants things to happen in Nigeria as it's supposed to be. The man who is behind the movement of obedience in Nigeria. Respected ladies and gentlemen, I am humbled to invite to the mic tonight Professor Utomi to address us.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is a thrill, it is a privilege, and it's a pleasure to be in this city of angels. I want to basically say to you that this is an extraordinary moment in the history of our country, Nigeria. It is extraordinary for many reasons, but let me restrict myself to your role as the diaspora in this extraordinariness of this moment. The 20th century is perhaps famous for how diasporas ignited countries that were challenged in many ways. As the Meiji Restoration took hold in Japan, the Japanese diaspora in Europe, particularly in Germany, kick-started a process that made Japan a miracle for the yellow race. Africa has remained challenged. And there is clear thinking that the liberation of Africa will come from the diaspora. How you play that role is what we are here to talk about. I want to say to you before I introduce the movement that talk is cheap. That's right. And there's a lot of talking going on. We want action in simple ways. I suggest to you that those of you who remit more money to Nigeria than we earn from crude oil can do something to prevent Nigeria from being where it is. And you can do simple things like this. Call up 5 people, just 5 people, in your village, in your local government area, in some city, and say to these 5 people that if they are to retain your patronage, they should call each of them 5 people and commit them to a transformation of Nigeria by simply speaking to their neighbors. I know a priest who has discovered the most important chapter in the Bible, and every homily of his ends with obedience is greater than sacrifice. Now, if every one of us can talk to 5 people that we have confidence in and say it's not about talking, it's about doing. Talk to 5 other neighbors. Make yourselves available. Send their phone numbers, and we can get all of those phone numbers on a platform, and we can get the candidate. It is not a matter of talking about it or getting excited or going on social media. You all know Nike. Just do it. So let's go ahead and do it. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, a better round of applause for the Prof. Thank you so much. He said just go ahead and do it. All right, it has come to the moment we've all been waiting for. Ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of the night where we are to receive the lecture from our special guest of honor and speaker for tonight's event. And to introduce him to this podium, and we'll call on the chairman of the organizing committee for this event. Okay, so the chairman will make remarks. His Excellency is too humble. He said, please, I don't need plenty introduction. Let me just come and do my thing. So the chairman is going to make remarks, and then His Excellency will come up. Mr. Chairman, sir. Please, let's give him a round of applause. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I said, good evening, everyone. If you are happy, clap your hands. His Excellency, the former governor of a great state, Anambra State. Very distinguished guests, especially the president and the executive of ADPI, members of high table, I want to mention their names, but let me welcome all people, especially those who flew from outside Los Angeles to be here. And especially the angels that are living in Los Angeles. Let me tell you, let me start by saying, thanking the Almighty God for making this day possible. A history is to be met, and I thank God that the visit of His Excellency Mr. Utomi, after winning the Labour Party ticket that is starting from Los Angeles. He's actually starting from California. California being the biggest state in America. California being the richest state in America. And today, we are celebrating, we don't have doubt, we are celebrating in Beverly Hills, Los Angeles. I call it celebration because if you look at the personalities and opportunities those that turn out tonight, you can see they are the best of the best. Anyway, like I said, I don't want to make so much speeches or remarks, but I want to sincerely welcome His Excellency. And I want also to use the opportunity to tell all Nigerians, diaspora is key to Nigeria's success. Don't be deceived, because people will tell you, of course, the only thing we hear, their vote do not count. Like I said before, your opinion and what you have will count. And of course, you see, some of you will not know, but I want to say it, that diaspora actually the engine of Nigeria. People are talking of oil. Oil export to Nigeria annually is $16 billion. While diaspora remittances is $19 billion. So what does that tell you? That people living in diaspora are actually the engine of the Nigerian economy. Having said that, we all knew what is happening in Nigeria. People across have been in politics. I've been in politics for 40 good years. So let me tell you, not only in business, I was very successful anywhere. You can ratify it, you can put it. But I moved into politics, hoping to contribute my quota as a businessman. I'm actually in the same constituency with His Excellency. But the truth of the matter, he has gone further than me. I'm not surprised that by the special grace of God, God is going to use him to change Nigeria. Of course, we're not in campaign yet, but the certain factors I need to put straight so that you, who are diaspora, so that you will not be able to say what is happening. Today, His Excellency Mr. Utomi is not a tribal candidate. He's not a religious Bible. The truth, like I was telling, I want to tell some people here, say, when the campaign starts, you will see Mr. Utomi winning more votes in the north than the south. Because those that are contesting, they have no answer to the movement. This is a movement that will be seen in Nigeria. This is a true act. Sometimes I wonder, I say, let campaign start. Let me see those that will come out to say, I'm campaigning for those candidates. It will become clearer to them that Nigeria have decided to take back their country. Like I said, all Nigerians, all of us, we cannot sit behind. I was telling someone, I said, the truth is that the people that will benefit more from his candidature is people from the north. And I will tell you why. Because you see a lot of land that need to be cultivated. It is a pity what is going on. And if those places are cultivated, the export, I will let me say, for example, I think Excellency have been to Morocco. But Morocco did not have oil. They export over $200 billion. Export. Could you imagine what is going to happen in the north? If we do that, say, there will be surplus. What is happening in Nigeria is corruption. There's nothing. I thank God that he decided to come out and give Nigerians a choice. And I believe that what we just need to do, like those of us in the who are Christians, like I said, when Jesus was trying to wake up Lazarus, he asked they should remove the stone. He can as well make the stone to go pieces. But he said, remove the stone. So what we're going to do in Nigeria, and before Lazarus to talk. What we are doing in Nigeria is to remove the stone. So we are definitely going to remove the stone. So that our children will get a better future. So we can see a different Nigeria that all of us will be proud of. I'm also sure that the main beneficiary won't be people in Nigeria, but people in diaspora. Because we have so much here. There will be so much business. So if you're a lawyer, you open your chambers. If you're a doctor, you open your... Our place, the only medical tourism, like we're talking of India, Nigeria will get more money than India. Because we have specialist doctors here. That people will pay dollars to come to Nigeria for treatment. Ladies and gentlemen, today is not the campaign, we're not started. But we thank God we have a man that has actually distinguished himself. That has done it. It's not a rocket science. If you have not done it before, you say, can you do it? He did it with the state, Anambra State. He has been constant, he has not changed. And to handle Nigeria, it's easier to handle Nigeria to handle Anambra State, I can tell you. I come from that state. And Anambra State is the hardest state you can rule. Because when you get to Anambra State, you see all the billionaires you think today. So if you cannot handle Anambra State, Nigeria is a cup of tea. The issue is for you to have a leader that wants to do the job. And I have no doubt in my mind that Nigerians have found that leader. All of us, we must continue putting in prayers. Don't be afraid. A lot of people will tell you, oh, they will never rig the election. You cannot rig the election. Let me tell you, listen, if you are not in politics now, if you're not popular, you cannot rig. That is the truth of the matter. So the people that are thinking they're going to rig that election, it is more difficult. That is the truth. Tell the person his face. It's not possible. You rig an election where you are not where you are not popular. I've seen it before. I've done it practically. I've been involved. It's not a rocket science. I know it. To those that are still thinking, is this going to happen in Nigeria? I believe sincerely that God has answered Nigeria's prayers. I don't want to bore you with so many speeches when the time comes. We will tell Nigerians, and they will believe us because we are straightforward and we are sincere. I would like us to go in straight to business of the day. And I'm happy that all of you have eaten. We don't have this opportunity every day. So it's better for you to relax and be part of history and be part of changing Nigeria. And that is why we, even ADPI, decided at a particular time to call upon all adults, young adults, from 18 to 30, give them free, they should come in. So they can be able to be a new Nigerian. they can maybe aspire, because these are kind of people who need to start aspiring to take over Nigeria. And without wasting time, it's my honor and privilege to call upon Mr. Peter Obi.
In Canada yesterday, I said to them that where we are today, one thing we must take back is any form of celebration until if God allows us to succeed. And after 5 years, when I was governor, I said to the church, the traditional rulers, everybody, no title, no honor, no anything until I finish. Let's celebrate people when they come out of office, so we know whether they are qualified or not for any celebration. Because what we do is that, because of it, I tell people, I have about 11 universities now that have written me for PhD. And I've said to 11 of them, if I wanted PhD, I'll read for it. Not that I'm against honoring degree, but they were all giving it to me when I was in office. And again, I said to them, part of the problem we face as a country is that I've worked in office. You hardly come across somebody who will tell you the truth. We celebrate people, celebrate nothing, and in the end, ruin the whole thing. I thank all of you for this evening, and let me apologize again. This event was supposed to start by 7. I know it started at 7:30. I got to the airport. Air Canada decided to delay their flight for 2 hours. You know, I'm used to flight delay in Nigeria. So, if it was in Nigeria, I wouldn't have apologized. You would have understood. But when I got here and they said it's 2 hours, I can't argue with them. I can't do anything. But I felt a sense of, you know, something you're not expected to happen. When it happened, I said, I feel a sense of, oh, why, how can this happen? You know, because in Nigeria, I go knowing fully well, if it doesn't happen, then it's a miracle. Something has gone wrong. So that's why we came late, so I apologize. And I thank you sincerely for this sacrifice. It is a Monday evening in the Western world where I know all of you are busy. And like when we sang our national anthem, we sang, it should not be in vain. And what I tell people is that I'm going around pleading to people and assuring you that what we are doing now will never. And I remain prayerful. People who have come to pick me from the airport and everything and just go, oh, why are you always praying? And I say, listen, always asking God, do not allow me, if I have the opportunity, to fail this people. When we did it, somebody said I came here at 2:02 in for campaign. I was here at 2:02, exactly 2:02. He was right. And I told him when he was chairman, when he was bringing, I said, this is how I came to this state when I was starting my governorship campaign. And I told them that night, I remember telling them something that night that all of them felt it was this. And as I said to them in my concluding speech, that if I take public money that I'm not entitled to, God should punish me and my children. Wow. Not because of anything, but God gave me enough. Wow. More than my fair share. More than my fair share. And I said to that anything. I told somebody Dead Biden was sworn in. I said, why will I steal public money? This is the president of America that just declared that he's worth $8.9 million. So why should somebody, for me, being in third world country, when I'm richer than that, steal public money? For private jet, I'm not looking for sophisticated house. I'm not going to buy a house in America because I don't live in America. I'm happy to come here and see good people who live here. I've been coming to America when I was governor, people who say buy a house here, buy. I said, why should I? I don't live here. I will never live here. So if I come to live here, yes. But I live in Onitsha, so I have a house in Onitsha. Professor Utomi have told you what we're doing. What we're doing is not about a normal politics. No. It is not about contesting an election to be governor. It's not about contesting an election to be anything. It is that we can't go on the way we're going today. It is unacceptable. We can't just watch a good country God created with everything. We have good weather. You haven't heard of any catastrophe. We have good food. We have good air. Everything. Human beings that are very, 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 if trained, incredibly talented, and can change the world. And then we allow a situation where just a group of people have criminalized the process and refuse to go away. I saw it in Anambra State, like a chairman has told you. So part has been in this a long time. In fact, people like him at times, I wonder why they are still there, because you get so frustrated that at times you don't even eat. I get to my house and my wife will say to me, listen, Peter, we just eat this food. Don't tell me about the GDP of this place before you eat this food. So Pat has converted his house into, I don't know whether he still has a house or into a movement. And that's what all of us are going through. But I urge you, please do not relent. Do not think what you're doing is in vain. All of us are in it together for our future. Those of you who are here are actually worse off than the ones at home. The ones at home have given up. They have nothing to do again. You who is lucky to have run out of it, thinking you're safe, have become, you're working here and providing, becoming a welfare. Because if you have 10 calls a day, I assure you 10 of them are problems. It then becomes, how can we solve it? What are we going to do? What we're going to do this night is more of interaction. We want to learn. How are we going to do this? How are we going to solve this? Because it's solvable. It's not as if what is happening in Nigeria is something that cannot be solved. It's something that can be solved. People ask me today, how are you going to solve security in Nigeria? Why do we have so much security? What is happening in Nigeria? People ask, why can't we generate power? Why can't we do this? And when they ask you this question, you ask yourself, insecurity in Nigeria. Why would we have insecurity? We have 100 million people living in poverty. We have young people in their productive age with so much energy doing nothing. You have to have a problem. Even if you do it in America, you're going to have a problem. You know, why can't we have power? Why is it that all you hear in Nigeria is power issue 20, 30 years? Why can't the two things work out? It's cumulative effect of leadership failure over the years, where we've chosen people based on every other thing but not what it should be. So it becomes a problem that we cannot continue in 2023. Our country today is technically bankrupt. Finished. But we're living there. And I say it, if you look at our last economic data, you will see it. We now live in a country where, just to give you an example, first 4 months of this year, from January to April, our federal government revenue is 1 trillion 630 billion naira. Within that period, the expenditure of the same government is 4 trillion 720 billion. So tell me if you have a business where you earn 1 trillion 630 billion and your expenditure is 3 times that. Would that business survive? No. So that's not the country you live in. That's the country we still move around and people are answering us of titles that shouldn't be mentioned again. His Excellency, distinguished, honorable. For God's sake, it's time to throw them away. Let's begin. Because we have run this country aground. Most of you are educated in Nigeria. You went to the best of schools. I was proud to say you went to those schools. But today, your children can't. Nobody can. You can't even go to your village. Everybody's fearing going to his village. What went wrong? Nothing. So, how did we get here? Becomes a problem. We got here because we've hired the wrong people to do this job. And worse, those of us, which includes all of you, who hired them, have refused to say no when they are going wrong. I flew yesterday with 2 Southwest citizens, Nigerian people, the 4 Yoruba, Igbo, and we were in the plane going from London to Toronto. And while we were talking, I asked one of them, who is in another party? And I asked him, do you know this pilot? He said no. So why did we enter this plane? When we don't know. He said, because the pilot. Where are we going? He said, Toronto. And the pilot is telling us the time the plane will arrive in Toronto. When he finished, I said, that's the problem with your country. That pilot would have been a car driver. And he entered there, and we said, we are going to Toronto. And suddenly, he tells us, sorry, the car has this problem. When I came on board, I noticed. That's what they do when they come. I will do this, I'll do this, I'll do this, I'll do this. Like today, I was telling somebody where we are going to move if I have the opportunity to power. And we're going to move from, that we're 4,000 today. And I said to him, we will be at least 200 times that in 4 years. 5 years. And he said to me, Peter, is that a promise? I said it's not just a promise, because I will go if it doesn't happen. I won't wait for the people to ask me to go. What do people do? And I told her the story. I said, let me tell you what people do. They wait when they get into the office and they start telling you, oh, what I saw when I got in. What were you seeing when you were outside? That made you make promise that you're going to solve it. You should see everything before you come in. That's how they do it here. When the president and everything is promising what he will do, he goes into office trying to do what he promised. Not to go there and be giving excuse and telling another story or even moving everybody backwards. I said, no, it shouldn't be. Chairman talked about corruption. Everybody said corruption is a problem. Everybody have promised solving corruption. Corruption is the easiest thing you can deal with. Ain't nobody tell you anything about corruption. If you, the governor, the local government chairman, the president is not stealing, your wife and those around you are not stealing, you reduce it by 70%. Wow. You have to steal for other people to steal. Your family or those around you will steal for other people to steal. And I always challenge people on that. I was governor of Anambra State for 8 years. Go and show me where their money is missing. I've challenged the FCC, I've challenged ICPC, I've challenged everybody. Go and show me where Anambra State money is missing. But I have to take for commissioner to put his own, for PAMSEC and other people to put their own. And I approve every money that is spent. Every money that is spent. Of course, my wife didn't have opportunity of approving it because from day one, everybody knew that I functioned, and I said yesterday in Canada, somebody asked me a question when I said that there's so much responsibility and cutting cost of governance in Nigeria. That tell me, how will people be campaign and win a government, and suddenly somebody says an office, calls it office of first lady. Somebody who never campaigned, never moved around, never did anything. And you create an office. My wife, me and my wife are like this. Since I'm here, we've exchanged this thing, but she's not part of this business. So how come? Just we're very close, like this. But you can't set another office, buy convoy, create confusion all over the place for somebody nobody voted for. And the person said to me in Canada yesterday, he said to me, why can't we have office of first lady? And I said, you're in Canada, yes. And I asked people in America, in California, do you have office of first lady? No. I asked him yesterday, I said, here we're in Canada, do you have office of first lady? He said, no. I said, why didn't they have it? Don't they have a wife? He said they have. He said, but there's office of first lady in America. If for the president, I said, let me tell you, Biden's wife is called first lady. But there's no office open with advisors for her. But I'm sure of that. She's called first lady, yes, it's first lady. But there's no office with advisors where you have, as governors, you have special advisor on first aid your health, first aid your this. What are they advising her for? She's not elected. But these are what we do. So she will stay there and start approving. That's it. So when you talk about corruption, that is where we have a problem. He's not the one who will even determine who gets maybe even oil license. Great confusion all over the place. That is the corruption. So when you streamline it where these rascalities are not involved, you reduce the corruption. Because it's public money. It is meant for public good. That is what it should be used for. So for me, this night is not to come and do formal. The topic says the role of diaspora. Your role is very important. This evening, somebody told me about brain drain. And I said, watch it. It's very good for Nigeria. No, I said it's very good for Nigeria. You may not know that the turnaround in Asia you are seeing in China and India was because of brain drain. It is those who left China and India when things were difficult, came to America, got educated, made money, that changed their country. How did they do it? Today you are sending money home for social and for consumption. It shouldn't be. We must make those people there productive. Your money will come home as investment. And that is what we want to do with the country. Nigeria cannot continue the way it's going today, because no nation can survive in that. No nation can survive in consumption. Nigeria is not productive. Nigeria is a country of 200 million people with a productive capacity of less than 30% of that population. It cannot work. People ask me, what are you going to do about the Naira? I said it's very simple. Production and export. If you produce and export, he's told you, Chairman has said it, our oil export is $16 billion. All other export included, when I said it that our total export last year was 18.9 trillion naira, which if you convert it by official rate is 47 billion. If you convert it by 650, it's about 30 billion for 200 million people. It's unacceptable. Other third world countries, like Vietnam, we live on a land of 923,000 square kilometers of land. Vietnam live on 331,000, which means they have a third of our land size. And they have 100 million, which is half of our population. Their total export last year was $312 billion without oil. Ours is 30 with oil. That is the crisis we face as a nation. What did they export? They exported manufactured goods. Electronics, 60-something billion. Clothing, which is all over the place in Aba. Hazel is in Kaduna. Everything at $2 billion. Footwear, 20-something billion. They need more footwear than we did in oil. We must stop this. We have a country, and our country must work. We have today one of the most talented youths that, if guided and supported, access to finance can become the tech You take companies you want everywhere in the world. But nobody supports them. Instead, they are now turning them and say, oh, they are Yahoo boys. They are arresting them. If they carry a laptop, you know, if you carry a laptop in Nigeria, it's an offense. Police can arrest you for arresting them for carrying a laptop. That's how those talents you see, I saw it with Indians while I lived in the UK. And I say it proudly. People thought they were very smart. But what did they do? They turned those talents. Today they are leading in ICT. We have those talents. All they need is guidance. All they need is support. All they need is, like chairman said, stop corruption. Because when you kill corruption, once you allow corruption to thrive, you kill three things that develops a society. You kill entrepreneurship. Nobody thinks in a corrupt country. Nobody's enterprising in a corrupt country. You kill professionalism. Why would you have a professor researching to be a professor when a local government chairman or a councillor earns more money than a professor? We even negotiate with kidnappers now, but we can't negotiate with professors. Why would you have a professor working? It doesn't work. You shut down universities, like we have universities shut down for 6 months, nobody cares. For a country where human capital is already an issue, we are 168 over 172 in human capital development. So it's an issue that you need. Everybody knows that more educated your people are, the better your development. So you have education being stored because we have people who are incompetent in office. And they tell you there's no money. Because that's what they say every day, there's no money. I have been a governor for 8 years. We didn't borrow any money. Never one day did we borrow money. Never one day did we ask anybody to borrow money. We didn't owe anybody. We cleared all our pensions, gratuities, everything. And when I was in office, we left money. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong in borrowing. Every country of the world borrows. America, where you are sitting today, is owing over 80% of their GDP as debt. Every country of the world borrows. Not even Norway. With all their 1.4 trillion sovereign wealth fund, they owe over 50% of their wealth. Of course, China, biggest, giant, everything, they're owing over 50% of their GDP. Singapore, that we cite every day, is owing about 120%. Japan, we all know, with 10th biggest economy in the world, owes about 230% of their GDP. But there's a difference. They borrow the money for investment. We borrow for consumption. When you borrow for consumption, you have a problem. If you borrow for investment, there's something. Japan used the money to help their economy, and whether you like it or not, today, Japan is still the highest owner of US treasuries. So they borrowed, they said, if you call them tomorrow and say, okay, you must bring this money, there's a place they can scratch and pay something. In our own case, it's gone. So we have a crisis. And this is what we want to stop. And how do we do it? We stop it by several means. By first having a competent person with capacity, with commitment, that we're going to solve this problem. That's what part of Utomi is sacrificing. That's what Chifani Okonkwo. And a lot of people, since I started this journey, I can tell you, I've seen people who would ordinarily not be involved in politics call me and say, Peter, what do you think I'll do? And I say, let me tell you. Seen people who are very highly placed, I say, let me tell you, there is no order in refugee camp. Just tell you. You can be chairman in your country. But if all of us go to Cotonou, the only person who have job is your driver and gate man. Because gate man will be gate man, driver will be driver. But Oga, no job. It's happened to people in Afghanistan, Europe. Everything you have is gone. So you are chairman of bank. When you go to Cotonou, can't be chairman. And most of them, I tell them, you can no longer do cleaning job, can no longer do medical, can no longer do anything. If they ask you to clean her, you die. So it is better for you that we save this one. And they are coming out to save it. Their fear is what one of you will ask here. So how are we going to do it? These people are this, these people are that. I say, don't worry. If all come out, people tell you every day, Peter, oh, they are going to kill you. Peter, they are going to do this. I said, don't forget that when I went to Anambra State, I heard all this. He has no structure. What is his structure? He has no political structure. Those structures are structure of criminality, which must be dismantled. That structure, that is the structure that has made us not to generate 1,000 megawatts of electricity for 20 years. So what structure are you talking about? Nobody should talk about that structure again. A country of 200 million people is generating 4,000 megawatts of electricity. The biggest country in Africa. The second biggest country in Africa is South Africa. In terms of economy, they are generating 50,000 megawatts of electricity. About 50,000. And guess what? 3 weeks ago, the president of South Africa declared emergency in power. Somebody who is generating 50 declared emergency and authorized that anybody, any company can generate up to 100 megawatts without license. Somebody who is generating about 50,000 declared emergency. Somebody who has 4,000 has said The third biggest country in terms of economy is Egypt. If you follow me, you'll see that I was in Egypt within the past 3 months. Egypt, Vietnam, and India had deployed the fastest power in the past 5 years. Between 2015 and 2020, Egypt moved their power from just barely 20,000 to 50-something thousand. How did they do it? Egypt. For God's sake, this is not America, it's Egypt. Vietnam moved from 37,000 to 75,000. Vietnam. This is not America. So they are not nuclear power. This is Egypt. So I decided to go to Egypt. And I wrote them, I said, I want to know how you did it. And I got there and saw from the power plant to the power company to the ministry to everything they showed me was seamless. Pat Utomi knows what they did exactly. What they did was not nothing, something anybody can do. So why did they not do? Because the same company is doing something in Nigeria. So I went to them and said, you did this in Egypt, so why not in Nigeria? What happened? They wouldn't tell me. But somebody who is loyal told me, we've been coming to meetings in Nigeria and we told them what happened in Egypt. But they don't want to deal direct with us. Here is the man who can bring power. He knows, I know this man. He is the man who, if I work with him, power will be. And I went and started talking to him. You know why? Corruption. It's a very simple thing. Because it's something I've experienced. I was asked today that when I was governor, there was riot. Sorry, there was strike by NUT for several months. There was strike by doctors. Where was this? And I told the interviewer, I said, don't ask me that question. because I wouldn't tell you what happened. Because if I say it, I'll be bringing old wounds back, and I don't want to say it, but let me tell you, whatever happened was for the interest of everybody. I said, you know, I was impeached. I was removed from office twice. So don't think that it was all quarrel. My 8 years was 8 years of quarreling with everybody. You know, I told you that if I can rule Anambra State, it wasn't easy. No elite in Anambra State was happy with me for 8 years. And I don't think they are still happy with me today. Still the same thing. But I'm not worried. I'm not promising anybody happiness, including you people here. So, don't think if you support me, if I win, you're going to be happy. No, you're not going to be happy. We will fix the place, but you're not going to be happy. If you want happiness, go and look for entertainers and comedians. So I'm sure people like Flavor can pass through here, you'll be happy. With me, you're not going to be happy at all. We'll fix it. I said, but what happened? I told the interviewer, I said, well, we'll move the education from 26 to number 1. We didn't change the teachers. We didn't change them. But they were not happy. We invested the money in education. First year, it didn't change. We invested it twice, it didn't change. Professor told me what happened. I decided, okay, we have to find new managers for this education. Because we can manage it. So you must go back to those who own the school. And we fund it. We didn't change the teachers. The same people who were teaching when we were 26 were the same people who taught when we were number 1. Wow. All they needed was, what they taught me is, in Nigeria, people don't do what is expected. They do what is inspected. They don't do what is expected. They do what is inspected. We brought people to inspect them. We brought people to supervise them. And we put money to it. And they changed. But they were quarreling with me. What happened? If you go to Nigeria, what chairman told you? We have UBEC in Abuja. UBEC gives us money and we put our own money. You give it to UBEC in Anambra State. Who gives to UBEC in local government? Who now gives it to school? And I said, why won't this money move from Abuja to school? What is all this transit points? Why all this points? All these checking points you see, all got the money. And by the time you get to the school, it will be far less than what is expected. So let it go back to school. Let the school manage their money. Let the church take this money. And people were petitioning. We didn't stop anything. We just said, I don't want to manage money again. This money is from me. Give it to these people.
Thank you.
And you're quarreling. When does that? Have you ever seen somebody quarreling to work? No. There must be something. But they started complaining. The teachers can't manage school. The parents can't manage. This. I always give people an example of what we have with the former school in Onitsha, KRC, where we said, the principal said they have an erosion. And they want to do the erosion, it will cost them 27 million naira. And Minister of Environment say it will cost almost 80-something million naira. And I'm arguing with them, they said that the principal is not an engineer, doesn't know about quantities. I said, listen, the person who is in the erosion says he wants 27. You who is outside say you want 80-something. Why don't you give it to yourself? Let the erosion carry all of them. We got them 27 million. Till today, they fix it. If we are going through government for 87, we'll still be there till today. Variation. So these are the things we want to stop. We want to use the small resources like every other country do, put it where it's needed. And it will work. If you go today, we are preparing for election. It's as if we are preparing for war. There's no other country happens. Why are we doing like that? Because it is a transactional thing. Any country you see the politicians richer than businessmen, it's a fair country. So people now go about, I'm a governor, His Excellency. He's one who owns buildings. He's one who owns everything. He's one the wife who wears diamond. No. There's something wrong. We must shut it down. If you want to be a business person, that's what we're calling. If you want to be a business person, for God's sake, America have its own share, billionaires. They move around. But not governor of California. We can no longer stay where people were elected in office move around like stars. We elected them. I just come here and I'm begging you to elect me. And tomorrow is the president. The German chancellor came to, and Merkel came to Nigeria with Lufthansa. The British Prime Minister came with British Airways. What do you mean? What are we talking? This person, Germany today is a country of 3.8 trillion, almost 4 trillion economy. You, who is 400, carries plane to his place. What do you think you're doing? You who is begging for money. And we do this as if, you go to Nigeria today, it is government people that were elected that are living large. People have private jet without daytime job. What kind of country is that? How can governor of California use his cars? He'll be removed the next day. You live in California. It's a 3.3 trillion economy, 8 times Nigerian economy. And the governor cannot use 6 vehicles. You go to Nigeria, where the entire country is 400 billion. A local government chairman now moves in convoy. They even call his wife first lady of local government. That is the level of madness. And we're all keeping quiet. So every day things are getting worse. We're all keeping quiet. My dear people, I want us to have interaction because I'm sure one or two of you want to ask me. But what I'm trying to tell you is that you can be part of this change. You can be part of it. Before I start asking a question, why? I know I will conclude well after asking a question. But before I sit down, let me tell you. If we succeed, when we succeed, starts. Why did I say so? Because what we have seen over the years, I told you about the pilot. What we have been so far every year that Peter Obi Because Utomi, I do remember in my prayers, may he not associate himself. You know, he teaches management in school. And the one thing a professor can do is to be part of a fair company when you're teaching management. He's a professor of political economy. So imagine when he is part of bad government. What is he going to tell the students again? That's the end of his lecture. So, what I tell people is that when we succeed, is when your job starts. Because what we do here is that we've all worked hard, like Chairman is working hard today, suddenly Peter is president. And everybody keeps quiet. And this man who says he's going to move power from here to here, he's not every day telling people a story and they're listening to him. For God's sake, that's not what we discussed. We agreed something, it's a contract. You said you're going to do this. So, like I said, the man will not say, oh, when I came into the plane, he couldn't start. Or I'm going to take off. We're not going to Lagos instead of Toronto, but we hired him for Toronto. Our flight is to Toronto, not to Lagos. For God's sake. And everybody will not say, they're challenging him because he's an Igbo man, because he's an Hausa man. But that's not true. When we voted this government that is there now, nobody knew the track. But everybody believes it's going to solve this, it's going to solve this, it's going to solve this. Nobody, I'm sure those who followed him, 80% didn't follow him because of tribe. So when you start doing this, you start giving him schools. Please do not be part of it. If anybody succeeds, he was put into office because of his promise. And we must insist. Please, if you know that thing you promise, do it. You might not put 200%. You might not achieve 100% of it. But we want to see 100% effort. I want to know that this vehicle is going the direction we agreed is going. Even if you don't get there within that time, we want to see it. We want you to wake up every morning and say, okay, not that Peter said, oh, we must cut costs of governance, we must do this. Suddenly he goes in there, because we had it. People who said they will sell plane, sell this. Suddenly, they are using the plane, they even bought more. You know, and you ask, what happened? Then they'll tell you, oh, when you go in there, you know, that there's influence, there's difference, there's charm, they tell you all sorts of things. What are you talking? You can cut cost of governance. It is simple. When I became governor, I looked at the budget of the office of governor. It was 3 times the budget of education. And I said, it cannot happen. We need to shut it down. And we look at our cost. We had a beautiful lunch in Abuja. What is Governor of Anambra State doing with the lunch in Abuja? My predecessor bought it for 1 billion, and we costed it up to me. I said, what are we doing? They said, you don't see us, why are we going to have lunch in Abuja? There is in every other state. I said, that's not what I asked you. I didn't say, I know every state, but why? There was no reason. Except that where the governor stays when he goes to Abuja. Why can't the governor stay in a normal hotel and pay 50,000? They said, no, I said, okay, shut it down. Why do we have to have a lodge, guest house, in Oka, save for governor's visitors? What is the governor doing visitor for? What is it for? They have hotels. If the visitor come, you go to hotel and pay for it. There's so many things we then started shutting down. Just the same thing happened to office of first lady. They said, listen, me and my wife live in the house and we're very close and everything. Why create additional office for this? No. By the time we finish what we're doing, and I tell people, we found out how did I stop using long convoy? It was because of the cost of fuel. What we were paying to buy fuel, to do this, to do that, and everything. And I said, no, we can't be paying 13 million naira for this every month. They want to do something. So one day on the road, I stopped everybody and said, I want to know how many vehicles people are inside here that is following me. From almost about 20 cars, only 5. And I said, from today, we need 5. And no more buying on fuel. When I'm in the car, we stop, we buy fuel and pay them. So we don't have much to pay them. We didn't have money. And we found out that all these things, because what do? Everybody just says, oh, this is, so we must shut it down and bring it to level of other people. I've traveled with the president of Australia in a plane. I've traveled with the president of New Zealand in a plane. There's nothing wrong in their sitting in business class or anything. He won't deprive them from being president. It doesn't change anything. So why must we have all these luxuries for a highly indebted place that is supposed to be fixed their place? And so when we win, please, don't go away. Don't stay too far. That's when your voice will be stronger. Because if we fix it, like I said, the first investors that will come back to stable Nigeria is you. Don't think the foreign investor. It is you that will bring the foreign investor. My neighbor, I lived in England for 10 years. My neighbor is an Indian. He went to LSE, and guess what? He from UK, he went to do the factory in India. That factory was exporting their product to the UK. He was making money. He borrowed money like me in England, went to his place, built a factory. I was telling you how the Asians change their place. It is money they borrowed from here, money they made from here, that they invested. The difference is that you can't do it. Because if you go there now and invest anything, they'll eat it. So, you need that place to change. Your money should be an investment home. That investment is supposed to help your hard work here. And then create job for people there. Not that you're listening, you're not the funeral director. We have to pay for everybody who died to bury them. No. You don't have to do this welfare. They have to be productive with your own resources. That is what you are going to do. That's why I said that brain drain will be a brain gain if we can secure. And what we need in Nigeria to do that? Security. If Nigeria is secure today, there's law and order, there's rule of law, there's human capital, there's power. 5 things. The rest is your job. There's nothing in America. What is powering here? 50% of this country's GDP is intangible assets, which is just rule of law, security. That's the only thing. So you can drive around, you're sure that if anything happens to you, you can call police. You can go to court. Nothing else. That is 50% of their GDP. That's why everybody's coming. If we do the same thing in our place, you will come back and invest. And that is what people like Pat are going around preaching, that we will provide. Because we want you to come back and invest our money. We want you to help us to create that job. We want to be able to pull our people out of poverty. What we are going through today happened in Brazil, happened in Mexico, there's so many countries of the world that have gone through this. They didn't have to do anything. They just brought right leadership and it was changed. So let your sacrifice not be in vain. My appeal to you is please, do not give up on Nigeria. You have no other country. We have no other country except that one. And we can change it. election of 2023 will not be by tribe. It will not be by religion. It will not be entitlement. It will not be by any consideration, no connection. It must be based on character, competence, capacity, and commitment. God bless you.
The audio from our, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a very wonderful night. This is the best of the best since Nigeria democracy. We've never had it like this, listening to presidential candidates addressing the nation like this, especially in diaspora. Once again, I want to remind
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Answered many of them, but anyway, I will still ask them. I will take it 5 questions at a time. After the first 5 questions, I'll ask the first 5 questions and you answer them, and then my very good friend, Dr. Cliff S. Eke, will ask the next 5. Here we go. The first question. Mr. Obi, as much as Nigerians in diaspora send remittances home that help Nigeria's economy, they should also be able to have a say in Nigeria's governance. What will you do when you become president to enable Nigerians in diaspora vote in Nigeria's elections?
Let me start by again thanking all of you for your sacrifice. But what I want us to do this night is, I know it's giving me this 4 questions. Let me assure you, I know how busy you are, and I know how important time is to you. But I'll remain here as long as you want. I'll be the last person to leave this place, and I'll make sure that tonight is worthwhile for you. I'm not going to answer the first question because I've said it repeatedly. If Ghana and Kenya, diaspora, can vote, the only reason why Nigeria diaspora is not voting is because of the same structure we want to dismantle. Because the structures know that if they vote, they will not vote for them. And I assure you, this is the last election that diaspora will not vote for.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, thank you. Isn't this wonderful, guys? Clap for yourselves. This is beautiful. And let's clap ADPI for putting this together. So I have some questions, Your Excellency. My name is Dr. Cliff Eke. I'm a general and thoracic surgeon here. And I have a lot of my mentors, physicians, nurses in the audience. And I want to ask you a health question. Very important. You know, health is wealth. Right? If you don't have your health, we can't talk about politics, we can't talk about good government. Yes. So how would you solve the healthcare problem in Nigeria, including infrastructure, access to care, medical education and residency training, exodus of doctors and healthcare professionals, as well as medical tourism? I'll let you answer that. I have more questions.
Say everything one time. Again, you know, I said, Doc, I've come to learn. So it's not every question that I've answered. Let me tell you, as governor of Anambra State, the Nigerian Medical Council, Doc, I hope you listen. The Nigerian Medical Council shut down our University College of Medicine. And I asked them why. They said because we did not have a teaching hospital. So we can't have school of medicine without teaching hospital. So I said, what will happen to the students that have 4 years? They said they can graduate as in biology, in chemistry, in anything, but they cannot continue in medicine. And I said to them, what if I build teaching hospital in 2 years? They said it never happened in Nigeria. I said, please, give me a chance to do it. They refused, but the chairman of the council was a wonderful man, Professor May. He said, let's give this boy opportunity. He saw it, I mean. So they gave me the opportunity. Prof, you know what I did? I invited all the professors of medicine from Anambra State. They came to my office, led by Professor Abuakampu, and I said to them, I want you to do me a favor. This is what I'm faced with. I want you people to help me to design, do what we can do to build a college of medicine in 2 years. I'm not going to pay you people 1 naira. Nothing. You will help. This is your own sacrifice. You're a professor. I'm not. So tell me what I'm going to do. I can tell you they were wonderful people. 16 of them. They spent so much. Let me remember this professor from Nnewi that is still in UNTH now. It was so contributory. And we delivered it in 2 years. It's the fastest, but the University Teaching Hospital is the fastest teaching hospital ever built in Nigeria. Not because of me, but we hire people because we have them. Prof, I know Mbono. Mbono was one of them. Mbono was the person and who assembled the team. But there's a younger professor from Nnewi that is in UNTH. If you remember him, he was what they sent you, but they did it. If you ask Professor Mbono, ask Abuaka, they will tell you. They were more office every day. I said, the only thing I can buy people is lunch. But no. What am I saying? That's exactly what we want to do. Do you know John Willow? A Nigerian doctor that lives in Atlanta, John Willow. I don't know him. I was in Atlanta as governor. And I read in a magazine about a doctor who participated in heart surgery while the heart is pumping. And they wrote and said it's Joe Willow. Somebody said, oh, it's from Nigeria. So I ran into him. I said, where are you from? He said, it's from Anambra State. I said, Dr. Joe, if I go to your village and build a heart center, can you come there from time to time as part of your contribution to operate people? They will not be able to pay you what they pay in America. John Willow said he will use his connection to bring the equipment, and he'll be coming there 2 times every year to do the operation for free. And he told me it will cost, he did all the design and say it will cost about 300 million naira. I wrote the check, gave it to a church-owned hospital in his village in Adazinoku. They built the health center there. As I tell you, it's the best health center east of the Niger. And John Willow comes there with his team, mostly foreigners, twice a year. Any of you can make inquiry. Verify. So, when I said this, doctor, that's what we need for people like you. I don't know everything. I don't know. I said, yeah, I came to learn. I don't know everything. Anybody, leadership and learning is inseparable. Anybody that knows everything is an idiot. Don't work with the person. I don't know everything. So we are going to do what is possible. But that's why I said that I'm going to use the brain of the people who are here to say, and it is so incredible, most of you want to give it for free. All they want is for something to be good. That's why we must not. I must not come here. Look at some of you contributing for the election. Why will I come here, take your money, go and save public money again? You can't abuse grace of God. That is the abuse of grace of God. By His grace. So we need people like you. We are collecting names. If I succeed, remember what I said, that if I will come here, we are going to come and say, come and help. Come and do this. If I tell you that what Utomi is doing is one of those things that is rare, it's not because he's here. He's converted his house, everything into this project. Not even how Nigerians work. I can become governor tomorrow and say, this Utomi man is a very useless man. Why is he speaking English every day? I'm telling you, that's what they do in Nigeria. Once they finish, the labor those who help them to be there, one thing, and they don't want to see them. She finally Uncle came to pick me at the airport. He doesn't need that. But what we want to do is to have people who behave like human beings. Then I came to California. These people supported me. They expected something. Why would I go and start telling them another story that when I got there, I met the snake who was stealing money. I met I should be able to kill out those snakes. But you start with this snake that swallows money. Start with him one who steals money. No, you don't need to meet them again. I want to meet all of them now and deal with them. So it's a very good question. The rest assured, there's a team part put together that is doing something on health. I'm sure, Prof, your team is working on that. All I will do, I assure them that whatever you people write here, Peter will implement. Where I can't, I'll come back to you people and say, it is not going to work. This is the reason. But it's not going to work, it's not an excuse. The job of a leader is not complain, it's to find solution and offer solution.
Wonderful response, Your Excellency.
There is a docs for Peter Obi, doctors for Peter Obi, and there are many doctors in America who are part of that. We had a listening clinic 2 weeks ago, and they were speaking from all over the place. So that movement will become part of this transformation of the whole healthcare system.
What you said now is very important, and we're going to put him there. The doctors, they came on their own, and I told them whatever you people decide, and that's how we have it in different sectors. Just tell me what to do, but remember what I said, and I told them that don't go away, because the problem is that, oh, we've elected him, you go away. They might start turning the whole thing upside down. That's when you stay and keep reminding him, be on the path.
Wonderful. And I'm aware of Doctors for Utomi. A lot of my friends are part of it. And I would like to inform you that I'm the president-elect of the Association of Nigerian Physicians in the Americas. And I've been to Oka for missions. A lot of us here, we just went to Edo State. And we did over 300 operations and 10,000 patients seen.